Well, guys, I hope that you see this before you take the math quiz today. Just want to clarify a few things that you need to remember. Remember that we always talk about reading the questions very carefully. And the first question on this quiz is a tricky one. So think about what they're asking you before you just rush into an answer. Remember that when we're trying to find temperatures and change the temperatures from one system to another, you have to understand what temperature did they give you first, because that determines which formula that you're going to use. And so if somebody says, here's Celsius, that means you're trying to find Fahrenheit. So you pick a formula that starts off by saying F equals, and what is that formula? I think you all know it by now. F is equal to 9/5 C plus 32. So that's if they give you C. If they give you like 20 degrees C, that means they want you to find F. You already know C because they gave it to you. And so they want you to find F. That means you have to use the F formula. F equals 9/5 C plus 32. Of course, if they give you F, that means they want you to use the formula C is equal to 5/9 parentheses F minus 32. Remember, when we have parentheses, we do what's inside the parentheses first, and then you do the multiplying of 5/9. So, just a quick review on that. Think about that carefully before you take the math quiz. That's a big, strong hint there. All right, and then in your math lessons, we've been doing some geometry. So you're learning the shapes. One of the things that I wanted to mention, they talk about a simple closed figure, and a simple closed figure just means that none of the sides intersect. That means none of the sides cross. They don't intersect each other. That's a simple closed figure. That was, I think, 2 lessons ago. All right, then today you're going to be talking about percent. Percent. Now, a lot of people get afraid of percent, but it's just another fraction, okay? A fraction. You remember that if we have a fraction, it means part of something. And so remember the favorite example I like to use is the pizza. We cut the pizza into 6 pieces, and if we take 1 piece out, we took 1 piece out of 6, and that's a fractional part. So fractions always talk about the part of a whole. So 1 piece taken out would be 1 part of the whole pizza, which had 6 pieces. And another way to say that would be 1 piece per 6 per. Per always gives you a hint that you're talking about a fraction. And what is a percent? A percent simply means per 100. And so if somebody says 50%, you take 50 per 100, and you make your fraction 50 over 100. That's 50 per, the little line means per in a fraction, cent. So percent always means per 100. The denominator is always 100, and so if they just say 50%, then you make the fraction 50 over 100. If they tell you 25%, then that's what? 25 on top of the fraction per 100 in the denominator. So 25% is 25 over 100. Of course, then when you get those fractions, 25%, you reduce it. And 25 into 25 goes 1 time. 25 into 100 goes 4 times. So 25 100ths, 25%, can be reduced to 1/4. And so this is a kind of a long video. I didn't mean it to go this long, But in our lesson today on page number 247, it's talking about percents. And up there in that box at the top, they have a little box that says learn these. And there's 12 different percents that are common, and you should memorize those. Like 1/2 is 50%, 1/4 is 25%, 3/4 is 75%, and so on. So it would be very helpful if you would memorize those. So don't get afraid of percents. They're nothing big. There's just another way to express a fraction. Okay? So if you had something, let's say you had 20%. 20%. That just means you have a fraction of 20 over 100. If you had a fraction or a percent of, let's say you had 40%, that's just a fraction of 40 over 100. So percents aren't that hard. The big thing is remembering to reduce them to lowest terms when you get done. Hey, good luck on that quiz. Just watch out for the tricky question number 1. Think about it carefully. They give you a temperature, and so you're trying to figure out which formula do you use. Did they write the formula correctly is the big question. All right? Have a good day, guys. See you later.